I'm not middle-aged. I'm the same age as Kehlani, so I think I'm okay to do this. Kehlani is an R&B singer who broke out around 2017 with her debut album and many guest vocal appearances as well. I for one wasn't really into the album. It didn't really seem it gained that much hype either, so to see it on some year-end lists was just a bit confusing to me. That's why I feel as though some publications do this thing with R&B where they're just like, yeah, we need to recognize it. I'm not really into the album at all, to be honest. I found her vocals really bland and lacked any sort of charisma at all. The instrumentation was typical trendy kind of R&B for this decade that we've been hearing quite a lot. So I wasn't really looking forward to this new album. However, it's actually surprised me quite a bit. I think it is classified as a mixtape, but I'm actually really liking this. I think vocally she's improved so much. There's so much to her voice now. I feel like it has a lot more character to it than it once had. I mean, it's so much better than it was on that revival feature that she did. I also think the instrumentation on this album has improved quite a lot too. It has a lot more colour and feels livelier than it once did. I find them to be very melodic. I think her singing on the choruses as well is incredibly catchy. At times, a lot of the hooks get stuck in my head quite easily, and it's not a problem. I don't mind that. I think she provides a lot to like on this album, especially considering, again, I just wasn't really that big on her when she first broke out. And yet somehow she's provided here one of the better R&B albums that I've heard in quite some time. Lyrically, I think it's pretty much a standard affair though with this album. You're just getting relationship songs, you're getting relationship troubles, issues with people who haven't treated her well and stuff like that. It's very typical lyrically. You've heard this plenty of times before on these kind of albums, and I don't think it drags it down. There are just a few lyrics here and there that are a bit questionable. I'm sure there's a line where she says something about wanting like a dick to be thicker or something like that. It's probably just like a jab at the guy, you know. She's just trying to find anything just to kind of put him down because of the way he's treated her, that kind of thing. Quite a few features on this album too. You got Ty Dolla $ign, Black, a few others as well. I'd say Ty Dolla $ign is pretty solid on his song, but the rest of the features are quite unremarkable, nothing really to report. I wouldn't say they dragged the album down because there are no bad features at all across the album, but I'd say it's the one Achilles heel that slows a lot of the songs down. Like, they're pretty unnecessary, to be honest. Probably there just to kind of stimulate a bit of hype for this album. You know, you've got some bigger names on the track, so it might just help provide a bit more buzz for her with this album maybe. I think one issue that you often stumble across with R&B albums is that the features can actually be really bad, whereas on this album they're not bad. I mean, if you remember that Miguel album few years back where that J. Cole feature just came out of nowhere and he starts singing about like police brutality and like other random like atrocities that are going on within like the socio-political. I think one issue that you do stumble across with R&B albums though is that the features can actually often be terrible, whereas on this album they're just passable, which I think is pretty good in comparison to what it could have been. Like, if you remember that Miguel album a few years back where J. Cole just randomly comes through with a guest rap verse and he starts rapping about like police brutality on a song where it just wasn't needed. Like, it was so unnecessary, it was so out of place. It could have been a great verse if he just done it on his own song, but instead it comes and like charges into this steamy R&B song where it just wasn't needed. That can often really be a problem for an R&B album. Whereas this album is just 30 minutes of really catchy R&B tracks that I really quite like. Nothing really slows any tracks down, they kind of keep going. They're just really solid songs. I guess there's not really being much new done here or anything completely unique, but I think it's good for what it is. I'm certainly more interested in checking out her future work from now on. After hearing this, I think this is really solid. I think I'm going to go 7 out of 10. I think a few things drag it down a little bit, but actually, you know, a 7 out of 10 is a high compliment because I think some people will end up really liking this way more than they would expect they would. So yeah, go check this one out. I think it's definitely worth your time. I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's good. Let me know what I should review next. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts if you have heard this. Have a good day. Goodbye.